Hello and welcome back to Farmside Chat. I'm Zippy Duvall, I'm president of American Farm Bureau and host of the podcast today. As you know, I travel the country and visit with our farmers and ranchers, which we call the grassroots of our organization. And I listen to them tell their stories around uh, their generations of work on their farm or issues that they're facing and how they're trying to manage through those issues. And then I take those stories and repeat them across Capitol Hill and with administrations that are serving at the time. So it is always good to be able to share some of those stories and some of those people with you as guests. But again, today we're going to move away from that a little bit, and we're going to talk about an area that we also are very active in here at Farm Bureau, and that's leadership development. You know, it's important for us as an organization to prepare for the future by preparing our young people and helping them discover their God given talent as a leader, and then giving them a platform to use that leadership in. And there are other organizations that we also set up as partners or part of a coalition to work with their young people. And we do that through 4 H. We're very huge supporters of 4 H, not just at the national level, but all the way back to our county farm bureaus and also FFA. You see a lot of our county farm bureaus being very supportive of their local 4 H and FFA chapters, trying to get those young people excited about being leaders in agriculture and giving them a place to start. But we have a new partnership that we're really excited about, and it's called MANRRS. MANRRS is the minorities in agriculture, natural resources, and related sciences. And today I have the president of MANRRS, and I'm excited to have him with me today. His name is Dr. Marcus Bernard. He's an associate professor at Kentucky State University College and Agriculture Community. And I want to say thank you, Dr. Bernard, for being part of our program today. And I know that our listeners are excited about hearing about your organization and how we are helping young people and mentoring them toward an agricultural career. Today, we have a very special guest with us because he's also in an area that I think is an area that we do at American Farm Bureau that's so special, and that is preparing young people and young professionals for the future leadership roles in agriculture, and we do it through our Young Farmer program. But today we have Dr. Marcus Bernard with us. He's associate professor at Kentucky State University College of Agriculture Community and Sciences. He's the president of MANRRS, Minorities in Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Related Sciences. So, welcome, Dr. Bernard. Thank you for agreeing to be with me today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Zippy. It's an honor to be here, and I think there's such great synergy between our two organizations.
You know, we're working hard to bring more young people or not just young people, but uh, all more people to the table. And you know, for us to be a strong organization, I'm sure yours too, is to get everybody to the table and let everybody's voice be heard. And especially in our policy development procedure, where we develop our policies that we go to Capitol Hill with or our state capitals, it's important to have a very diverse grassroots uh, group of people, farmers showing up to set that policy so that everybody's needs gets spoken to. So in that leadership, in that developing of leadership, I'm a product of the leadership development program here at American Farm Bureau. I started back in the early '80s, and it really was what brought me to this office. And probably, if not for that, I would have never ended up being president of Georgia Farm Bureau or American Farm Bureau. So, and I look around our boardroom, and probably three-fourths of the people that sit as state presidents came through that leadership development program. So, in our effort to bring everybody to the table, we've had opportunity to develop a relationship with MANRRS. And I'd like for you to talk a little bit about MANRRS, Dr. Bernard, and a little bit about that relationship that we have that we're building together.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Zippy, Mr. Duvall, and
You call me
manners.
you can call me Zippy.
All right, and Marcus is fine.
All right,
Uh,
Marcus.
all right. So manners started in 1982 as a vision. You had some students and some faculty at Michigan State University and Penn State University that wanted to see something different in this agricultural space. So they put some goals together and they started an organization called MANRRA, MANA, sorry. And the goal was to develop a network of minority agricultural and natural resource students and professionals from academic institutions, from government entities, and from organizations across the industry. Now, you fast forward from 1982 to 2022. We have over 70 MANRRS chapters
Wow.
across the U.S. They're split up into 6 regions. We have junior MANRRS that consists of the 7th to 10th grade students. We have our collegiate chapters, undergrad and grad students, and then we're also developing our professional chapters. Our first professional chapter was developed last year in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. And, I think about the work that your organization does and that we do. On our side, we prepare and expose students, those in junior MANRRS and the collegiate students, to opportunities in food, beverage, agriculture, natural resources, and related science space, to apprenticeships, internships, and employment opportunities. And we can't do this without good partners and good relationships. And that's where working together with Farm Bureau, we're able to really open up doors for these students and young professionals. Our young professionals get enhanced opportunities to network and support with one another, as well as seek out advanced academic and professional development opportunities. Our goal, and I would imagine it's part of the work that Farm Bureau does, is empowerment. We want to see our members become better, be empowered, and we've learned through leadership training, through mentoring, internships, and job opportunities that diversity works.
That's exactly right, and we see it in other organizations that we partner with, like FFA and 4-H, and I know yours goes over and beyond that to professionals. But I don't know. I'm sure you find that this true. There are a lot of young people out there that have no idea the opportunities and careers that lie in agriculture. And agriculture really isn't a cool thing to to those high school students, and to
Right.
get their attention is important because agriculture and the future of agriculture in our country is going to depend on finding some of the brightest minds out there to come and be part of us that's not scared to work hard because farming and agriculture, whether it be on the service end or whether it be on the farm, takes a lot of work. So what do you do in MANRRS, or what do you do in your position to excite young people about agriculture?
Zippy, I have this big smile on my face because we really work to connect the dots. We want to help students understand that this dinner or lunch you're eating is connected to a larger food system, whether it's a local food system
Right.
or national food system, from the health and quality of life for crops and animals, and two, how that directly correlates to the health and quality of human life. We want to show students that it's all connected, and we're able to bring that programming together in our local chapters and our regional clusters. And it really takes a life of its own at the national conference. And we watch these young people get excited because they see a future they can be a part of. And so it's these systematic programming opportunities that really open up the minds and the excitement within these potential members and youth in agriculture for MANRRS.
Well, I had never been to one of your meetings, and I attended one of your conventions or gatherings down in Jacksonville, Florida this spring. And I
Mm-hmm.
come away not just totally impressed, but I also came away excited about the opportunities of bringing a whole group of young people into agriculture. So I want to thank you and your organization for the opportunity to be there and feel that excitement around those young people and those young professionals. It definitely was a delight for myself and my wife to be there. Do you see a lot of your members coming from non-ag backgrounds, or most of them ag backgrounds?
25 years ago, and I don't want to date myself too much here, but, but 25 years ago, most of our membership would have some connection to an agricultural background as farming or some of the related activities to farming. Even I grew up on a small produce farm down in southeastern North Carolina. But in our climate today, we're finding that more and more of our members are coming from urban areas with no connection to agriculture or any type of agricultural background. So one of the things that we try to do is let students know you don't have to come from an agricultural background to work in this industry and to really contribute to this industry. I like to ask the students, um, can you tell me one thing that's not connected to food and agriculture and natural resources? And they can't tell me anything. And so that immediately opens up that door and gets them to thinking that even though I come from an urban area, I still have to eat. My community still has to eat. And we want clean air and great natural resources. So it's opening up that larger conversation no matter where you're from.
That's exactly right. And I also see and hear y'all talk about mentorships.
Mm-hmm.
Here at American Farm Bureau, we do offer some internships, and we would invite your young people in manners to pay attention to that and apply for some of those internships. We also have mentorship between our farmers, where there's an opportunity to mentor veterans coming out of
Mm-hmm.
the military. And then even personally, myself, the young man that's been managing my farm, to mentor him and help him acquire a small farm himself, and teach him how to manage the money and everything that goes along with that. Mentorship means everything, and probably more today than ever before, because unless you're born into agriculture with a family that's already got land, already got tractors, already got livestock, it's almost impossibility to find the land, accessible land. It's almost impossible to get the credit,
Mm-hmm.
and then to be able to step out and just start a business from scratch. It's almost impossible. So everybody almost has to have some type of mentor. So tell us about some of the mentorship in Manor.
Sure, sure. So We likewise recognize exactly what you just said, some of those barriers and challenges to getting into farming or an agricultural career if you have no exposure or very little exposure, and sometimes, like you said, not a mentor. So we know that good relationships and effective networking lead to transformative mentoring. So we have a formal mentoring program where we match students and professionals. It's called LEAD. L, capital E, small a, and D. Stands for learn, explore, and develop. And we match professionals with students based on their academic and professional interests, their goals, and their experiences for what they can contribute to one another. So we recognize also that mentoring is so important.
It really is important, and I can't say it enough. There's so many opportunities out there, but for those people listening, when we talk about available land and credit, you know, not many people understand the huge investment it takes. If it's just one tractor, it could cost anywhere from $75,000 to $250,000 just to get a tractor on your place. Then you got to have something to pull, and then you got to have, just one thing right after another. And before you know it, it'd take several $1,000,000 to get started in this organization into agriculture. And if you do it through the mentorship way, it's just find someone that's willing to share with you, and let them develop your skills and grow into it slowly. Now, that's something young people today are a little bit impatient about it.
Yeah,
They think
right.
they're supposed to start out on top to start with. I didn't get started on top. Did you? Did
I,
you?
I did not. And when I was working with some larger farmers, excuse me, in North Carolina, one of them told me, said, Bernard, it's hard to do any farming with $1 million. I said, it's hard with $1 million. Uh, and so he really kind of telling me how much it costs to successfully operate
Right.
at scale in farming, and instilling those experiences to students, to youth, letting them know, you start with a business plan. There's so many things that happen before you see anything go into a field or a tractor startup.
Yeah.
We see a lot of value in that. And that's where we know, again, these partnerships and alliances with organizations like Farm Bureau are priceless.
Yeah. I agree with that. So I know I see a lot of things in agriculture across the country that excites me about the opportunities for the future. Tell me what uh, Dr. Bernard is excited about for the young people coming along.
You know, Today we hear about things like climate change. We hear about things like, of course, the global pandemic, even local food system disruptions, and I believe those are real challenges. But when I see on the other side of that picture the advances that are taking place in agricultural technology, I am completely amazed when you can take a 48-foot container and shipping container, and with certain agricultural technological systems produce in that 48-foot container the equivalency of some products on 1 acre. I was blown away. And then to know that you don't have to have, in that instance, 40 acres or 400 acres or a 100 horsepower tractor, it really changes the opportunity and the equation for students, for our youth, and for many of the food systems that we live in. So I'm really excited about that and the opportunities that's going to open up for students. I'll tell you one other thing I'm excited about is in MANRRS, and this was something that was a learning for me. I have a number of friends that are veterinarians. They went through their animal science programs and I went on to vet school. But I learned about the many opportunities for students that just love animals or working with meat that don't have to become a veterinarian.
Right.
And so we started what's called an Animal Health and Care Academy just to teach students about this. And when students learn they don't have to become a veterinarian to work with animals, oh, they get excited all over again
Yeah.
just for the opportunity. And so, really seeing these new opportunities that are opening up is pretty exciting for me.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but one of my children, my third child is a son, and he's a veterinarian. And
Oh,
organic chemistry like to guide him. I mean,
it,
he took after his mama. He's really, really smart and really didn't have to study real hard. But when he got organic chemistry, it was like going over a mountain.
I heard it can be a deal breaker.
So, and it also veterinary school is kind of like the army. They try to cull you out in the beginning because they
Yeah,
want you to be tough enough to make it through. And
yes.
I will tell you, he was very much challenged, but he's specialized in reproductive work on cattle and
Mm,
has got a great career doing that. Travels a lot, not at home much, but got a great career. But there's all kinds of opportunities. But I want to tell you what excites me.
okay.
What excites me is not just the Young Farmer Program at American Farm Bureau, not just FFA, not just 4-H, and not just MANRRS, but all of us working together, trying to put a blanket over our young people and say, what's important in our lives? Is it your phone? Yeah, it's important. Could you do without it today? Yep, sure could do without it today. Could you do without eating today, or clean water, or clean air? No, I don't think I can do without that. There are
Right.
so many opportunities, and it's our job through these programs and our coalitions and our partnerships to make sure that our young people understand how important food, soil health, air quality, and water quality is to our future and the future of our planet and our families and our communities. And I think our partnership with you is going to help us recruit so many more young people to go down to their county farm bureau office and say, "Look, I'm interested in agriculture. How can I be a part of this farm bureau?" And start on that road where I started in my county farm bureau to become an agricultural leader in tandem with your organization. So I hope that someone will hear us talking about it and pick up that torch and run with it, because we would love to have every young person or anyone out there that's interested in agriculture be a part of our organization and your organization so that we can help them find their opportunities.
Absolutely. Same here, Zippy. Same here. I didn't mention the summer programs that I see developing, the increased investment that are helping our organizations work together. Yeah, uh, definitely brings a smile to my face.
Yep, we have so much in common, and we should be working together. And
Yes,
I'm really proud of that. So tell our listeners how they might assist or be part of, or just help MANRRS.
sure, sure, sure.
Because I
So,
just told them to come to Farm Bureau office and join
yeah,
and be part of us. So tell us how people that's listening can be part of your organization.
sure. So, please go to the MANRRS website, www.manners.org. www.mannrs.org. That's MANRRS. Become a member. Engage and support the many programs that we have that are reaching students and changing their lives. Please find a local chapter at one of your universities or high schools where there may be a junior MANRRS chapter. Find out how you can get involved in their programs and engage and support those students. Again, this is our future. That would be the two primary ways you can really help and get engaged with the MANRRS organization.
Well, thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you being with me today. Any last words outside of that?
I'll tell you, Zippy, I really appreciate this opportunity. I see so many great things that are going to take place between this relationship with Farm Bureau and with MANRRS, and I look forward to this future partnership. Yes.
President of MANRRS, Dr. Bernard, Marcus Bernard, who is from Kentucky State University. I want to thank you for your time today. Thank you for what you're doing for the young people. And thank you for what you're doing for our industry, because we need everyone at the table having their voice heard. And we need to help young people discover their God-given talent to become a leader, because every person out there has a leadership piece in their quality of their personality. So we just need to help them discover that and activate it. So I want to thank everyone for listening today. I encourage you to join MANRRS and join Farm Bureau, and let's help make the future bright for not just our world and our country, but for agriculture and young people and their families as they move forward in their careers. Thank you so much for being with me, Marcus, and I hope to see you real soon. And if we can help you in any way, please reach out.
I definitely will. Thank you so much, Zippy. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Farmside Chat. Please be sure to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. And while you're at it, take a minute to rate and review the podcast. This helps us continue to bring you farm fresh content that everyone can enjoy. Until next time, thank you and God bless you.